Hello, everybody. I'm just trying to go live on Instagram. All right, perfect. Good day. Good day, good day, good day, beautiful people. I hope you are well and I hope you are having a happy healing journey. I am on my 20th day of my watermelon washout juice fast, and things have been going really well. I am really proud of myself. I'm feeling really good. And I have not been perfect. Like I said a couple of days ago, I ended up having me a nice big green salad, homemade dressing. And I mean, it is what it is, right? But today I am breaking my juice fast, and I am like officially breaking it and going back to eating my watermelon because I'm starting to notice that drinking the juice is actually making me feel more dehydrated. And I don't know how that is possible, but it is. And that's what's happening. And it's just, I've been called to start eating my watermelon now. I'm grateful for that, getting the fiber back in. So that's all really, really exciting. And every single video is always going to be sponsored by A Game Herbal. You know, I took my A game today, and A game obviously always has me on my mental A game. That mental acuity and sharpness is always there. I can't even tell you, I've been killing it at work. I've been killing it at work. My work productivity is so high. My energy is so high. That combination just between like the juice fasting, just fruit fasting in general, just like eating an abundance of like high water, hydrating, high fibrous food is always going to be super good for your body, especially around this time of the year where the sun is high and all of that. So, but I'm excited to be eating it again. I took a bite of the watermelon and like instantly, whatever dehydration I was feeling drinking the juice dissolved. So, there is that. So, the topic at hand is developing a relationship with the body. I've been developing a relationship with my body for like the past few years. Honestly, it's amazing how we can like very unconsciously occupy our bodies, but our bodies are basically like, it's almost like a lot of us are empty vessels. Let's be real. A lot of us are empty vessels because we occupy the body, but it's like we're not connected to our spirits or tapped into our spirits like at all. And because we're not connected and tapped into our spirits, we actually don't have a conscious relationship with our physical vessels. I know I can speak for myself, and I know I did not have any real serious and deliberate relationship with my physical vessel. If anything, I was actually neglectful of my physical vessel. I used to neglect my own personal needs when it came to my body. Like I had so many symptoms in my body, so many health issues. What did I do? I normalized them. I avoided them. I ignored them. I acted like, you know what, that's probably just temporary. It'll go away. Or I knew it was serious and I was just scared to find out what was wrong with me. So I would numb out. I would do something that just made myself feel even worse, which would be drink alcohol or smoke or eat like crap, you know, eat the drugs. And it actually took me further and further away from my physical body more than anything else. And it not I won't say it took me away from my physical body. I guess like literally it kind of did, because if your physical body is deteriorating, your spirit, it reduces the percentage of how your physical spirit can occupy your vessel, right? Some of our bodies become so toxic, so highly toxic that our physical, like our I'm sorry, that our spirits can no longer occupy the physical vessel. That's why people die. because they have a high level of toxicity. They develop cancer, they develop these tumors or whatever, these diseases, and the diseases become so terminal and so high that their spirits can no longer occupy their bodies. So when you are treating yourself in such a way where you are consuming a high amount of alcohol and you're smoking cigarettes and you just have like a high caffeine intake and you have a high poisonous drug food like product intake, and when you are high in stress and when you're just living life kind of on autopilot, not being conscious of your health, of your well-being, especially in a holistic way, then you take yourself further and further away from your body. And you're not tapped in and connected with your spirit. So if you're not tapped in and connected with your spirit, you're not conscious of like what's actually going on in your body. But when you start a healing and a cleansing journey, and you start to become more conscious of your energy levels, of how your body is responding, like healing crisis and things of that sort. But then when you get through the other side, to the other side, or through that healing crisis, once you overcome the hard part of a detoxification journey, you actually start to feel the increase in energy. You start to be more clear in your mind, like that mental fog starts to clear. And you start to see things a little bit differently. You start to connect with your body. You feel your heart rate actually like stabilize, like you don't have heart palpitations, or your heart's just not beating so fast all the time, or you're not, your nervous system is just a bit more regulated. You realize that you're just more calm and you're more at peace, and you just realize that back pain that you normalized and always had, it just like went away. Or you notice that like those migraines that you would always get at least a couple of times a week, like, oh, you notice that they're not coming anymore. Or you just notice that like sometimes you would probably get a little bit dizzy, things that we would normalize before, or just always being tired. By 1 o'clock, we're heavily fatigued. We got to run back to Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks and get our coffee and get the espresso, top it off with espresso, and like all these things that we had to do in a very artificial way to create artificial energy. When you start a cleansing and a healing journey and you become deliberate and you become conscious and you become intentional about fixing the things in your body, when you start connecting with the idea and truly and genuinely believing in the concept of regeneration, of being a self-healing biological machine, like if you truly and genuinely connect with the concept that you can heal your body, or more so that your body can heal itself if you allow it to, if you give it the inner terrain, the environment to heal and self-repair. And that's what fasting is in general. Like if you didn't even do juices, right? The juices is good because you're actually still getting the nutrients from the fruits and the vegetables that you are extracting from. You're getting the nutrients from the fruits and the vegetables that you're extracting from. So it's not like a complete and total fast where it's like autophagy, because you're still getting like a direct hit of nutrients into your blood cell, but you're still allowing your digestive system to be at a rested state so that the rest of your body can, you're finally reserving energy. So like that enzyme energy can finally start attacking those areas in the body that have been damaged. And now the body's just able to kind of sit still and regenerate. Like think about X-Men. Think about Wolverine, right? Like he would be harmed and then his body would regenerate. We are kind of like that. We probably could be like that in a more evolved fifth or sixth dimension reality, but we are so third dimensional in a sense where it's just like we're so physical. We can't see beyond what is in front of us. We can't believe what is beyond what is in front of us. Like we literally only think that the only thing that exists is within our perception. when in reality it's so much deeper, and there are these less dense states that exist. Those less dense states are the states that we cannot see, and that includes the inside of our bodies. So we kind of neglect our own internal needs because we cannot see what's going on inside of us, but we can feel what's going on inside of us. But if our bodies were translucent and we could see the state of our intestines, if we could see all the compacted waste that's just sitting in our guts, we'd probably be more prone to be proactive as far as doing something about it. We'd be far more interested in doing like gut cleanses and colon cleanses and just like eating high fiber foods and high water things that's going to help move and scrub and push and extract a lot of what that is from inside of us. But because we can't see inside of ourselves physically, we very unconsciously go along just stimulating ourselves. Like we just want the hit. We just want the instant gratification of doing something that, even though we know we can't see what it's doing inside of us, we most certainly can feel what it is doing to us. So it is super important to be conscious about developing a relationship with our bodies. When you develop a relationship with your body, you actually listen to it when it communicates to you. You know what communication from the body looks like? Communication from the body looks like headache. Communication from the body looks like mucus production from the nose, from the throat. Communication from the body looks like a difference in your bowel movements, like an increase or a lack thereof. Like an increase in bowel movements is actually good because you want to start getting the waste out of you. What is listening to your body is acne, breakouts, rashes, a foul odor, when your arms stink, when you go to the bathroom and your poop stinks, when you start having alarming symptoms and your heart is pacing, or if your blood pressure is too low, if your blood pressure is too high, that is your body communicating with you. And your body is communicating with you directly after you have put something inside of it, physically, a food item, a beverage item, whatever the case is, or something that you have thought. Or, like imagine watching the news, right? You know how when you watch the news, think about 9/11. That moment when it was like September 11th, 2001, and you were just sitting down minding your business, and then all of a sudden you see these planes go into this building, and then all of a sudden this stimuli that you are witnessing just completely changed your way of being. It threw you off your center, like your nerves went higher. You were scared. You didn't understand what was going on. And then they say terrorist attack. Now you feel like, oh my God, wow, we're under attack. We're not safe here. Like, it's just like our bodies will physically respond to just stimuli that it will witness, like that psychosomatic effect of our environment that our environment has on our physical vessel. So the things that we are experiencing in life and the things that we are consuming physically impact how our body is going to communicate with us. And because we don't have a relationship with our bodies, and we don't listen to our bodies, and we don't give our bodies the respect that it deserves, we ignore the communications and the signals that it speaks to us, as it speaks through us, through the way that we feel at any given moment. So really think about it next time you have your next meal. Now, say for lunch today, you already know what you're going to eat, and you're going to go to your favorite lunch spot, and you are in the mood for like your steak and cheese sub, You're going to get some fries. You're going to get your favorite soda, right? Now go do that. I want you to do that. I encourage you to do that, actually. You know why? Because after you eat it, I want you to be conscious about how you feel physically after you've consumed that meal. I want you to really think about how you feel afterwards. And I want you to feel how you feel. Are you tired now? Like, yeah, like you ate it and it tasted delicious. But are you tired now? Do you feel like a little drain of your energy? Are you burping now? Did it probably mess with your acid reflux? Are you regurgitating a little bit? Now you feel a little heavy, probably constipated, probably going to have a hard time using the bathroom lately. Like, really think about it. Are you going to have a bowel movement after you eat that? Like, really think about how long your like literally time your next bowel movement after your next meal. This is being conscious of how what we put in our body, how it treats us, how it makes us feel. And this is you developing a relationship with your body. And then once you start feeling a certain way after consuming a certain thing, like something that you have drank, something you have smoked, or something you have eaten, or something you listened to, or something you watched, really be conscious of like your nervous system. Be conscious of how it makes you feel. And depending on how it makes you feel, if you don't feel more invigorated, if you don't feel more energized afterwards, you know what you do? You eliminate it, because that is developing a loving and trusting relationship with your body. And the more you love your body by taking action and eliminating what doesn't serve it in a positive way, the more your body starts to take care of you back. The better your physical experience or your spiritual experience as well. So you're going to be in a heightened mood on a day-to-day basis. You're not going to be depressed. You're not going to be tired. You're not going to be weighed down. You're not going to be anxious. You're not going to have all of those feelings and live in that way anymore, because you're treating your body so good that its biochemical processes and its hormones and everything are starting to balance out, because the body is always trying to achieve homeostasis, a homeostatic state, so to speak, which means that it's always trying to achieve balance. It's always trying to get back to its greatest and highest self and best way of being and feeling. But we get in the way of it being able to do that when we're eating things that we are biologically not designed to consume. Like, yeah, sure, we adapted to eating a certain way, but there's physical evidence. There's clues that the way that we have gotten accustomed to living and us just kind of like adjusting our lives to our vices, we know that we have a gut, a belly, right? A fupa. We know that we've got bad skin. We know that we're tired a lot. We know that we don't have good quality relationships. We know we're stressed out all the time. You know that we have shortness of breath. We know that, like we have anger issues, and like we know that we have these things going on in our lives and are not making any intentional effort to do anything about it. And that determines the quality of life that we will experience here in this existence. And people think that like life is a game, like it is a game, because we come here and depending on how we play the game will determine the status of our spiritual evolution, how we evolve on a spiritual level, because we already know that our physical bodies have an expiration date. Like, we know we're not here forever. We know that we are physically mortal, but we are spiritually immortal. And it's almost like we forget how spiritually immortal that we truly and genuinely are. And that when we get up every day, it's an opportunity to evolve. It's an opportunity of evolution. And the more deliberate and more intentional that we become about practicing habits that strengthen us spiritually and that optimize our physical vessels, it's like we are, what is the word? It's like we are imprinting or strengthening our spirits in a sense to where it's like we're refining in a more intrinsic way, so to speak, where like if we died today, our spirit would evolve with, you know, like with a graduate degree, right? Think about how they call the universe, and then they have here this institutions where we're supposed to go for higher learning, our universities, right? So we are in Earth school, and Earth is just like probably the hardest school of like the whole universe, but the universe is a university, right? So we are in Earth University, and our physical bodies is our physical existence here at Earth University. And depending on how well we do, how well studied we are, how consistent we are in our growth and our evolution, and how we live our lives on a day-to-day basis, and the kind of habits we have and the practices we make on a day-to-day, we're eventually going to graduate. And graduation is expiration, is death from this realm, right? So when we die, our spirits are going to graduate somewhere. What degree are we going to graduate with? Are we going to graduate with are we going to graduate? Did we pass our exams? Did we learn the lessons and pass the test so we were able to move on to the next level? Or are we just going to stay like in kindergarten our whole entire lives? Do you eventually go from kindergarten to the first grade, from the first grade to the second grade, from the second to the third, and then you go to college? Do you have your bachelor's degree, your graduate degree, your PhD, and your master's? I'm not talking about how you accelerate here in these institutions. I'm talking about how you accelerate here based on the levels in your body. Like, can you overcome your lower desires? Can you overcome that root chakra? Can you not help yourself to eat something that you know is going to be poisonous to your physical vessel? Are you going to still eat it anyways? Even if though you know it's not serving you any good, even though you know it's going to keep you trapped in the same cycles, even though you know it's going to just put you back on that slab where you're going to have to go through another surgery, they're going to have to take out another organ in your body, you're going to end back up in the ER again and again and again and again, because you can just not learn from the repeated cycles. It's okay. We have all of eternity to evolve and figure it out. Like, we're all going to make mistakes, but it would be nice if we can ascend just at a higher degree than what our spirits entered into this realm. And I know this is like a weird multi-dimensional discussion, and it doesn't seem probably so health related in a sense. I know we just like to talk about food all the time, and it is about food, but I feel like that's like the lowest and easiest thing really when you think about it. Like, we have to have more self-control when it comes to what we put in our bodies, and once we overcome the addiction to harmful things that don't belong inside of us, we can literally accomplish anything at that point. So I say all this to say that it is very important to be on a journey to overcome addiction. The addiction to standard American diet drugs, the most powerful addiction known to man, is breaking the addiction from harmful food-like products that are processed and laced with poisonous chemicals. They are drugs. That is the hardest addiction to break. And once we can deliberately overcome that addiction, we can accomplish anything. And that's why mono eating one thing for an extended period of time is so important, because once you've graduated past that craving stage, once you've reset that gut microbiome, and once you've gotten all those artificial processed salts and sugars and all of that out of your system, you're no longer going to crave it. And that's the beauty of mono eating for an extended period of time. And that's what the challenge is. And that is what my goal is to overcome the addiction to fake processed food like products, because I'm not perfect. I don't act like I am. And this is not easy at all. But it is a journey I'm grateful to be on. It's a journey that I'm grateful that I have accepted for myself, to be honest, because it's just something I wasn't even willing to accept before. Like, I would always do cleanses and stuff with the intention to go back to eating whatever I wanted. And I just figured the cleanses would be for maintenance purposes only, if nothing else. So yeah. I don't know. I don't know what else to say besides, is the time you normally go live? Is this the time you normally go live? I don't know. I don't normally go live anytime, honestly. I just go when I can. I try to come every day. But I do normally do it in the AM. So like 8:30 to 9:30 is my preferable time frame, but I am an independent contractor for work. And a lot of times I have to schedule my appointments around my clients' availability. And I also have, like, a couple of coaching clients that I have in the AM, depending on the day. So whenever I can, but I eventually do intend on setting a time for these. But when I go live, it's okay. Like, I may get some interaction when I go live, but I do these more so for the playback, because I know people are going to watch the replay anyways. So I just treat this like it's even a recorded show, if nothing else. I'm also streamed on Instagram. I don't ever really stream on Instagram, but I am going to try to start doing these live streams on Instagram as well. Facebook had the audacity to they restricted my ability to go live for absolutely no reason other than the fact that I'm just growing really fast on there, talking about health and, promoting fruit fasting and all of that. Like, my pictures and stuff are going viral, and my page is growing rapidly. And they found like a bogus reason to restrict my page. They claimed that I had like a post that went against community standards back in 2022. They found a post in 2022 on the random, then wouldn't tell me what the post was. I couldn't even see it. So I challenged it and asked for a review. I won the review. They lifted the monetization restriction, but still maintained the video restriction. So I can't go live on Facebook until July 19th. So I'm telling you, once you start growing, they start messing with you. But it is what it is. I won't complain about it. I'll just do what I can do. Carolyn G says, day 3 on the watermelon washout. I am excited and focused. I am happy for you, Carolyn. Have you tried A Game Herbal? If you think you are excited and focused now, and you're not taking A Game Herbal supplements, and I'm not saying this as a salesperson, I'm saying this as a person who is on my A Game Herbals as well. I don't take it every single day because it's like time release and it stays in your system for a couple of days. But I'm telling you, my focus and my concentration, my ability to just get work done and to actually accomplish the tasks that I start. And, like in the past, master procrastinator. A Game is like taking Ritalin or Adderall. It's like a nootropic. I love it. But not only is it a nootropic, the physical energy that you have, it just gives you so much energy. You feel like you need to exhaust it. And that's important. You need to exhaust your energy, because if you exhaust your energy, that means you get a good night's rest. You get up bright and early and you're ready to do it again. But I'm super proud of you for being on the watermelon washout and being on day 3. That takes a lot of focus and it takes a lot of discipline. It's not easy. It's not easy at all to do 3 days of watermelon. It's not, especially depending on how you were eating or how you were living prior to that. I'm really excited for you. And then the confidence that you build day after day for saying no to everything else. And we have to remember and remind ourselves this is a temporary journey. You're not going to be eating watermelon for your whole life. This is not even 1% of your entire life's existence experience. It's not. If you can't go even a short amount of time just cleansing or fasting, that proves you are an addict. And that gives you more of a reason to start your recovery journey, to start your detoxification journey, your rehabilitation journey, because you should never be comfortable and settled in being addicted to anything that is harmful and toxic to you. That is literally a form of self-harm, self-hate, especially if you're conscious and aware of what you're consuming is terrible for your health. Renee said, I noticed you used the blood purifier. How did that work for you? Was it strong? The blood purifier. What blood purifier? Do you mean like burdock root and yellow dock? Carolyn said, I also am on A game, started it Monday, and was feeling tingle feelings. I'm like, yes, I want to feel the transformation. I hope you only took about a half of a capsule or a third of a capsule. Because when you first take it, it's powerful. It's really strong. And I have a small physical frame. I'm 5'3". I'm like at this point 100 pounds, but normally my weight is like 115 pounds. And even then, I just have to take like a third of a capsule to a half of a capsule. That's my sweet spot. And that's literally all I'll need for like 2 or 3 days. As far as like I take that once and I will feel the A game for a couple of days. And I always feel even better the day after. And she also said that she used my discount code LTaylor10. If you purchase A game today, you can get a 15% discount. LTaylor15 for a 15% discount. And you can get the week supply. Just try the week supply. I know that a month supply, it's an investment. However, it's an investment that gives you a true ROI. You get a return on your investment instantaneously. If you like instant gratification, you're going to love A Game Herbal. Number one, they're Chinese herbs. They're not, they don't have any extra chemicals, no additives. There's nothing, there's no filler. There's none of that. We use vegan capsules. There's no filler. You're not going to have any negative side effects. There's no crash, but you just get this energy. It's an energy that lasts you literally 2 to 3 days. You still get a good night's rest. Taylor 15, you'll get 15% off, and just get the week supply. I'm telling you, you're going to feel the effects right away that you're going to want to get the month supply. That's usually how it goes with most people. So one of my Facebook friends inboxed me and was like, girl, I'm going to take advantage of that deal that I had yesterday. And she's like, how much is it for an extra week supply? Because she's like, I went and got the sample and I do not want to run out. She's like, I went to work, I work with people. She was like, I was so pleasant. Like nobody bothered me. It actually is kind of like a little happy pill. It does something. It like boosts the serotonin levels in your brain. It just makes you have a super good day. It helps me be super personable. I was like that yesterday. I was taking a walk and I was just like saying hi to everybody. And I'm an introverted person. I really don't bother nobody. But even the people that didn't look like they wanted to be bothered were the people that I was talking to. I love A Game, and I would not promote anything I don't personally use. So if you need help with natural energy without drinking no coffee, do you know that caffeine is terrible for your adrenal glands? It will destroy your adrenal glands over time. You should not be drinking coffee for energy. It's artificial energy. You should be eating your fruits and your vegetables so that you are actually getting real energy diffused directly into your blood cells. So that, and they, eat foods with enzymes. So you're not using all of your body's stored energy in order to keep going because you're eating all these energy draining foods and things of that sort. But if you want some natural energy boost and you also want the improved blood circulation and you also want that mental acuity, that focus and that concentration, and if you want to have a higher vitality in your body, just overall improved health, a strengthen your libido, if you have any issues in the bed, A Game Herbal is where it's at. I promise you. L Taylor 15 today for a 15% discount. Thank you, Nine. Hope you're well. So the Goddess Collection Blood Purifier, yeah, I go through that. I need to re-up on that. When I've gone through 2 bottles already. Because that's definitely something that I usually will have on daily rotation as far as the blood purifier from there. It's got yellow dock, burdock, sarsaparilla. Like I stay on my herbs. Like the herbs was something that I wasn't doing consistently for the longest time, but now I'm like on my herbs, my herbal supplements, especially now that I'm like in this wave of cleansing and just being high in the fruits. Yes, sis. Go for it, Carolyn. I'm telling you, I love my A game. I swear. It's a good thing to love, though. It's a good thing to want to take consistently. It's good to always want to be on just herbs in general. They help. They help. I think it was in somewhere in the Bible. They say herbs are for the healing. God gave us God gave us the herbs for the healing of the nation. You know, fruit is our meat. That's what we're supposed to eat. The flesh of fruit. Herbs are the healing of the nation. Hi, Tammy. How are you? Queen Nine, I am feeling wonderful today. I am feeling absolutely high energy. I am like in a really blissful and gratitude state. Like I don't know, like I feel like more and more each day I'm just more appreciative of life and I'm happier to be here and I'm happy to be alive. And a lot of that is because number one, I just get up every day and I don't have like this feeling of impending doom because the state of my health. I don't know if anybody else is familiar with this feeling, but that feeling of impending doom, you know how when you just have health issues and you know you have to do better, but you don't do better, or if you're in a terrible relationship or the environment you're in it sucks the energy out of you and like you literally don't look forward to just getting up every day and getting out of bed. You have like you walk around life with this impending doom feeling, like when you know that you're having these scary symptoms in your body, like you get random heart palpitations that stop you in your tracks, or you know your blood pressure is sky high and you know you walking around with this high blood pressure and you get scary symptoms like sharpness in random parts of your chest. Sometimes you'll get those on and off feelings of chest pains, or you get those scary like alarming symptoms that have you on WebMD self-diagnosing yourself, or you'll have these weird symptoms, on the toilet or things like, like, you got to do better, but you're so highly addicted to the crap that you put inside of you, or you're addicted to your alcohol, you're drinking, you're addicted to the cigarettes, you're addicted to these really harmful self-destructive things that we use for a temporary sense of peace and calm and to calm our nerves, but we know that long term it's not good for us. So we walk around with that sense of impending doom. I don't have that sense of impending doom anymore. And you don't understand how grateful I am for that. Because I'm not getting random symptoms in my body, random pains, like things that have me worried and have me feeling like I'm on the road to death. You know, there's like the road to Hellville and the road to Wellville. I really am on the road to Wellville. I don't feel like I am. I know I am. And if you're on the road to Hellville, it's because you know that every step you take, every decision you make is literally a self-destructive decision that is just bringing you a step closer and is writing your history into that emergency room, writing that history, you know, just having to be resuscitated, and now your life is in somebody else's hands, and hopefully God is giving you another chance because you just didn't make it easy for yourself. Like you got yourself, you dug a deep hole for yourself, and now hopefully God gives you another chance, and hopefully this doctor and this surgeon can revive you and bring you back alive, and hopefully that is an eye-opening experience enough that has you going back home ready to make good choices for yourself. We gamble with our lives so much, and then we settle for that feeling of impending doom day after day because we know better. We just don't know how to do better, so we don't do better. Right? And I don't have that feeling of impending doom anymore because I'm not getting up every day making destructive choices and perpetuating destructive habits. I don't hate myself anymore. Everything that I do is because I love myself so much and I love life so much. I feel great. I feel wonderful. Tammy said, I felt like that yesterday. And you know what that means? You have control over not feeling like that, Tammy. Tammy, all you have to do is decide, I don't want to feel like this anymore, and I'm not going to feel like this anymore. Create affirmations around not feeling like that anymore. And in fact, actually create affirmations about how you do want to feel. And then just start living in your truth and walking in your truth. It's hard, but it's worth it. But you have to start somewhere. It's either going to be one day or it's going to be day one. Stop waiting until one day because one day may never happen. God gave you a chance today by waking you up. So make the decision. Don't let the decision be made for you. Don't let the universe force you in a corner where now you ain't got no choice. And now you have to start from ground zero because you have zero, because if you don't do it, it's the doom. The doom isn't impending. The day came. Now it's doomsday. So let's start day one. Let's make a choice today and right now, because the only time that exists is right here and at this moment. And you have the power and the control to do that right here and right now. Ain't nobody stopping you but you. You know that you have an addiction to destructive things. And now you're making a decision to face the addiction for what it is. You have awareness, you acknowledge it, you accept it for what it is, and now you tell yourself, I am intentional about doing something about this today. So I'm going to carve out a plan. And you don't have to be perfect. You don't got to start eating fruit today. I don't know where you're at in your journey. All you got to do is just start making better choices than the ones you're making now. So if you're out here eating meat and dairy and all of that, just make a game plan to look up a really delicious plant-based meal. There's so many pages that you can follow online, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. Go and find delicious vegan ideas. Go to the grocery store, get the ingredients, and with love, create a delicious whole food plant-based meal. It can be cooked, just make it colorful, filled with vegetables, and you like whatever it is, and then you're going to eat it and it's going to taste really good and you're going to feel really good about yourself because you made a better choice than the worst choice you could have made. It's about starting when you're at, and it's not about being perfect. It's just about having progress, being progressive, just making a better choice than you would otherwise have made in general. Right? So don't, because you won't start. Hey, Bobby, how are you? Fruit up. Looking in the comments and Instagram. Good morning, Urban Shooting Experience. That's my NAGA, Massachusetts comrade. 2A Second Amendment. I am the membership secretary for the local chapter for the National African American Gun Association. That is our president over there. Flaming Sage says, I'm at work, but wish I could tune in. I know you're here in spirit. It's all good. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I have anything else left to say. I appreciate you guys tuning in yet again. It's a beautiful day. We on day 20. I am actually back to eating my watermelon now. I'm not juicing it anymore. I started noticing yesterday, juicing is starting to make me feel dehydrated. My mouth was super dry after drinking the watermelon. And when I eat it now, I feel like it's actually rehydrating me again. And I need the fiber or something. That's me listening to my body. Because I've developed a relationship with my body. Because I've developed that relationship, I can respond to it when it communicates with me. So I'm starting to feel like drinking juice is making me feel more dehydrated. Like my mouth is super dry, and eating it, I'm starting to feel rehydrated again. So that's because I've developed this relationship with my body. Is so much more easier to actually respond, and it makes it easier for me to do what it's asking me to do, basically. So if you ain't on it, you get a 15% discount today using my discount code LTaylor10. Get the month supply of A Game Herbal. If you need some assistance and a boost of physical energy, get A Game Herbal. It's better than coffee. It's not going to destroy your adrenal glands. It's going to improve the blood circulation in your body. It's going to give you mental acuity, mental sharpness, help you focus, help you concentrate, help you 10x your money if you in sales like me, because I have been getting it lately. I ain't getting old. But I'm out. I love you guys. Happy healing. And take care of yourselves. I will be back tomorrow.